In the top stories, Sugar Mass 50 off to a strong start. Federation lifts ban on travelers from Brazil, and St. Kitts Nevis Robotics Association welcomes Taiwan Ambassador His Excellency Michael Lin. The details to these stories and more after the break.
Welcome to the beautiful islands of St. Kitts and Nevis. Today we'll be spending time with the Wilberts. They're a happy family that love liming, and with plenty of food and drink to go around, life is good, but not for long. Sadly, the Wilberts never paid attention to what they ate or drank. And when asked to reduce those sugary drinks, they joked and said, "We will, but not today." Unfortunately, a year later, Mr. Wilbert had a stroke. And a few months after that, Mrs. Wilbert was diagnosed with diabetes. From hospital bills and the cost of drugs to time off work, this began to take its toll on the family. But it wasn't until they saw the effect it was having on their children that they finally decided to make a change. You see, the Wilberts realized their family was already sweet enough, and a healthy lifestyle was the best gift they could ever give them. What gift will you give your children?
Mosoka, 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 mosoka.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Major Newscast. I'm Jason Davis. Sugar Mass 50 got off to a strong start on Friday with an opening ceremony at Carnival Village in the presence of a live and virtual audience. The Federation's culture was on display with performances from the masquerades, bulls, acrobats and steel pans. The performing arts were also on display with local singers performing their own songs as well as songs that have made an impact over the years, and there were also many dancers on display. Addressing the audience, Minister of Culture and Carnival, the Honorable Jonell Powell, gave a brief history of the first Carnival celebration held in 1971.
Carnival was a new phenomenon, a cultural shift that started in Trinidad. Wanting to copy this model to help boost the economy and to have something to entice visitors, Basil Henderson, in June 1957, proposed a carnival for St. Kitts. On December 18, 1957, St. Kitts' first carnival was launched with a seal band competition, calypso show, and queen show. Then, in 1971, to create uniformity and harmony among the citizens, the government of the day took the decision to nationalize Carnival through the National Carnival Act of 1971. Carnival was reorganized and became a national event. Continuing its evolution, in 2010, the St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival was rebranded as Sugar Mass.
He said St. Kitts and Nevis is proud to be the saving grace of carnivals across the region, as carnivals throughout the year were cancelled due to the ongoing pandemic. He outlined what can be expected to this season as well as we enter the hybrid Sugar Mass 50.
50 years after being nationalized and after witnessing the downturn economically, socially, and physically in 2021, mainly due to the global COVID-19 pandemic, it was doubtful that the 50th anniversary of Sugar Mass would be a reality. However, In true Kittian resilience and ingenuity, we are bringing fun, vibe, and energy as we celebrate Carnival's Golden Jubilee. The Golden Jubilee, half a century or 5 decades of anything, is a very significant milestone. So, on the opening of the 50th edition of our National Carnival, I'm extremely humbled to have the distinction to address you as Minister of Culture.
Chair of the National Carnival Committee, Shannon Hawley, said National Carnival has withstood the test of time and, despite the difficulties posed by the pandemic, continues to thrive. She pledged the committee's continued efforts in making the festival a success.
St. Kitts and Nevis National Carnival this year has arrived at a milestone 50-year anniversary, and thus the National Carnival Committee is dedicated to delivering another spectacular and trend-setting carnival experience to carnival lovers. Sugar Mass 50 will build on last year's successful virtual production, and we are elated to welcome back a live audience. The National Carnival Committee continues to adapt to the ever-changing fluid environment brought on by the pandemic.
The ceremony also saw the recognition of 2 Grand Marshals, Nigel Numpy Williams in the area of music, teaching, arrangement and management, and Conse Lord Black Edwards in the areas of broadcasting and calypso. Carnival activities get into full swing this weekend with the hosting of the Soca Monarch Eliminations on December 4. On Monday, In the Spirit of Christmas kicks off with 4 days of concerts at the Antioch Baptist Church, and the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank Senior Calypso Monarch Eliminations will take place from December 10 to 12. The ban on incoming travelers from Brazil has been lifted, effective December 2, according to Abdia Samuel, the chair of the National COVID-19 Task Force, during the December 1 NEOC COVID-19 briefing. Mr. Samuel noted that the lift came after the federal cabinet acknowledged the recommendations put forward by the task force to remove the travel restrictions.
I am pleased to announce to you, the general public, as well as the world at large, that St. Kitts and Nevis would have had a travel ban on Brazil. And the recommendations of the National COVID-19 Task Force, the Cabinet has accepted the recommendation to have this ban removed from Brazil effective December 2nd. So we are pleased that now citizens of Brazil can travel to St. Kitts and Nevis once they meet our health and travel protocols.
The previous travel advisory was issued for the United Kingdom, South Africa, Brazil and India on July 20. Effective the 1st of September, the Federal Cabinet approved the recommendations of the National COVID-19 Task Force to remove the United Kingdom from the advisory, while South Africa and India were removed on October 20. The bans were instituted for all incoming passengers, excluding returning nationals, as a result of the COVID-19 virus. The St. Kitts Nevis Robotics Association has welcomed resident Taiwanese ambassador His Excellency Michael Lin to his new post. On Wednesday, December 1, the SKNRA, under the leadership of Dr. Ricardo Neal, met with Ambassador Michael Lin and his assistant Jack Lee at the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan. Dr. Neal was accompanied by Sanjiv Suresh, Assistant Information Technology Director for the SKNRA. Dr. Neal and Ambassador Lin exchanged gifts and discussed potential partnership for upcoming projects, as well as mandates under SKNRA that align with the United Nations Development Sustainable Goals. These include increasing industry, innovation and infrastructure, providing quality education, reducing inequality, mobilizing sustainable cities and communities, influencing responsible consumption and production, and developing life below water. The creation of connections with the Taiwan Robotics Association and potential networking with robotics organizations in Taiwan were also discussed. The meeting was dubbed a success, with plans made for future meetings. The St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association has thanked Ambassador Lin for hosting the meeting and engaging in a fruitful discussion. After the break, Minister Powell outlines the Federation's plans for professionalizing the teaching community, and Keon High School calls for ambassadors for Project 50. Stay with us.
The Honda HR-V is perfect for your typical day. Because it's been designed for your less typical ones too. So, it's ready for just about anything. Even your morning coffee run. The Honda HR-V, with available real-time all-wheel drive with intelligent control system, and more versatile than other vehicles in its class.
Open up, this at the time of the year. Flow up and spread the Christmas cheer. To everybody whether far or near. Flow make a Christmas sparkle around here.
Did you hear that? Is it Santa?
Celebrate Christmas with double data and a free ZTE A5 when you add your mobile to your home internet. Plus, enjoy the best mobile rates on the best network as low as $80 per line for 4 lines. Visit discoverflow.co for more details. Conditions apply.
Christmas I got sparkle, you know? Make it happen with Flow.
Horseman's Automotive presents Pay Nothing Sales Event. That's right, for VAT Days this December, Horseman's Automotive, the Federation's favorite auto dealer, will offer Pay Nothing on VAT on all selected models. You heard right, pay no VAT on all select vehicles. Pay nothing in down payment. Pay nothing for bill of sale. Pay nothing for servicing for 12 months. Pay nothing on groceries or pay nothing on gas for up to 3 months. Your choice. Pay nothing on registration and licensing. Pay nothing for tinting and accessories. And there's more. There is absolutely nothing to worry about with our unbeatable financing package. So come in now and reserve your vehicle today for VAT Days in December and pay nothing on VAT on select models. Pay nothing on bill of sale. Pay nothing on groceries or gas for 3 months. Pay nothing on registration, tinting, accessories, servicing, and more. Come help us make much ado about nothing. It's Horseman's Automotive Pay Nothing Sales Event 2021. Paying nothing and feeling good. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
The Honda HR-V is perfect for your typical day. Because it's been designed for your less typical ones too. So, it's ready for just about anything. Even your morning coffee run. The Honda HR-V, with available real-time all-wheel drive with intelligent control system, and more versatile than other vehicles in its class.
Welcome back. For the third time this year, the Honorable Jonal Powell, Minister of Education, Youth, Empowerment, Sport and Culture, shared the innovative approach being adopted in scaling up the professionalization of the teaching community in the Twin Island Federation. The minister also commended the expertise and efforts of UNESCO in assisting St. Kitts and Nevis in achieving its ambitious goal of creating a National Teachers Council and a reformed accreditation policy for academic qualifications at all levels. He made these comments when invited by UNESCO to address the 13th Policy Dialogue Forum and governance meetings of the UNESCO International Task Force on Teachers for Education, or TTF, taking place virtually from Kigali in Rwanda. Jointly organized by the UNESCO TTF Secretariat and the Ministry of Education of the Republic of Rwanda, the overarching theme of this year's Policy Dialogue Forum was Innovation in Teacher Policy and Practice for Educational Recovery, with particular emphasis on innovation in teaching and learning, initial and in-service teacher education and education policy. Speaking on a ministerial panel with fellow education ministers, Minister Powell stated that innovation in teacher policy and practice for education recovery was very much prominent in St. Kitts and Nevis's current work activities. In other news, as the Keon High School celebrates 50 years of serving the community, the educational institution has launched a project dubbed Project 50. The goal of Project 50 is the transformation of the Keon High School into a green, digital, student-friendly learning environment. The intention is to establish a green media room for students, transform the outdoor area into student-friendly spaces, digitize communication at CHS, provide sustainable waste disposal for environs, develop an on-site sustainable agricultural food farm, and the creation of a student-friendly learning environment. Teacher at the Keon High School, Dr. Joel Clark, explained what Project 50 is all about.
Project 50, we have identified over 50 projects across the school, green projects, landscaping, digital projects, which will help not only to boost staff and student morale, to present a more student-friendly school, but importantly, to give the school a facelift and green our approach to education, digitize our approach to education, provide strong, safe internet for people so there's no dropping out. So it's a full partnership with the Ministry of Education, with persons like Sonia, our ambassadors, and of course with the community. So lend us your time, lend us your expertise, and most importantly, donate to Project 50.
She said the Keon High School is also soliciting the support of ambassadors to assist in making Project 50 a success.
And that's what we need here at Keon High School. Partnership, donations, but most importantly, partnership. So if you want to come and partner with us, be as Sonia, our Project 50 ambassador, please reach out to Sonia, reach out to us, reach out to the principal, call the school, and you can come on board.
Key activities for Project 50 include the identification of 50 projects or activities for transforming the environment at CHS and the development of projects by respective project leaders. Project 50 is guided by the theme Green, Digitized, Student-Friendly, CHS at 50. Coming up in regional news, 530 domestic violence, 470 child abuse cases recorded by 914 for 2021. The details when we return.
The Honda HR-V is perfect for your typical day. Because it's been designed for your less typical ones too. So, it's ready for just about anything. Even your morning coffee run. The Honda HR-V, with available real-time all-wheel drive with intelligent control system, and more versatile than other vehicles in its class.
There is no better time to discover what your National Bank Visa debit or Black Cards can do.
Mimi, what's that song?
It can get you out of a pickle. Using my National Bank Visa card is fast, secure, and convenient.
Cashless SKN is our new lifestyle choice. National Bank, always here.
On the regional scene, Guyanese residents have been greatly utilizing the 914 hotline since its implementation 1 year ago. 530 domestic violence and 470 child abuse cases were recorded for this year from calls made to the hotline alone. Here are the details from Kendall Richmond.
These statistics were provided to Nightly News by the Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vindhya Prasad, during a sideline interview at the launching of a one-day gender-based violence workshop for women and girls living with disabilities.
We have 530 calls that would have been made to the hotline with regard to domestic violence cases and 470 with regard to child abuse cases.
The 914 hotline was launched in December 2020 during the 16 Days of Activism observance by the Ministry of Human Services in partnership with the United Nations Children's Fund. The hotline was initiated as a response to the growing challenges of gender-based violence locally. In March, it was revealed by the minister that between December 10, 2020 and March 15, 2021, a total of 197 calls were received. 188 were domestic violence cases and 39 were child abuse issues. These figures has exponentially skyrocketed since then. While the minister could not provide a regional breakdown of the cases, she conveyed that there has been a rise of calls from outlying regions like Region 1.
We've seen that increase, and I'm pretty sure as we go forward, we will see more and more persons utilizing it as the public awareness increases, the momentum increases, and through the 16 days of activism, we will be working on more public awareness with regard specifically to 914.
While the minister is satisfied that more and more gynaes are utilizing the hotlines as services, the issue of prank calls to the hotlines remains a bugbear.
And it is a little challenging to determine sometimes what the calls mean when people put down the phone saying nothing. Sometimes we call back because we have to ensure that there's nothing happening at the other end. And so that is why it's important when people use the hotline to take it as seriously as it is expected to be. When people call 914, it's not just a call and that's it. So that's why it's important for people use it for what's intended.
She reminded that when persons call the hotline without a valid reason, it can prevent persons who actually need help from accessing same. To curb this practice, countrywide sensitization campaigns will continue. The 914 call center, which is located at the Ministry's Water and Cornell Street branch in Georgetown, is manned by a number of operators who work on a 24-hour rotation basis. Spanish and Portuguese speaking operators are also on duty to cater to Guyana's migrant population. For the HTP Nightly News, Kendall Richmond.
Coming up, Greece to impose fines on elderly who refuse coronavirus jab. International news is next.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
It's time to do better. Beacon's Be Better Group Health Plan now offers new and improved options that make health insurance affordable for small to medium businesses. Good medical cover gives you a competitive edge and takes care of the people that take care of your business. Get a better plan to build a better business. Call us at 465-3333 or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
Internationally, coronavirus infections are surging in Greece, and the government is encouraging people to get vaccinated. In a European first, those over the age of 60 who refuse to get vaccinated will face monthly fines from January. More in this report.
In the fight against COVID-19, this is the government's expeditionary force. Mobile vaccination squads are fanning out to villages across northern Greece, where infections and misinformation run high. At the village of Mandalos, Maria Kouroutsidou is getting her first shot. She works at a local fruit canning factory with 250 people, some of whom refused to be vaccinated.
They didn't want to do it because of what they heard about a microchip being put inside you that controls you. That was the main reason.
Others think the vaccine is a financial hoax.
When a new vaccine comes out, they experiment for 10 years and then put it into production. That's how it usually happens. But as soon as this pandemic happened, they produced a vaccine so the multinationals could sell it. Am I lying?
Most don't believe such theories. In fact, at Mandalos, there aren't enough jabs to go round.
The first time they brought 40 shots. This time they brought 37, but we expect more.
Since early October, daily infections have tripled to about 6,000 and daily deaths to about 90. Government statistics show that 90% of these deaths are among the unvaccinated. To reduce deaths, authorities are trying to increase vaccinations. Dimitris Tsalikakis, the regional health director, is pairing up with mayors, priests and even football teams to ensure a good turnout for his vaccination vans and dispel myths surrounding the vaccine.
A lot of people came to the village square just to see what other people's vaccination would be like, because they had heard that you might get dizzy or fall over.
But the government is using the stick as well as the carrot. Starting in January, unvaccinated people over 60 will pay a monthly fine of $120, the first such penalty in Europe. The government's concern for older COVID sufferers stems from the fact that they are the most vulnerable to the disease. People 65 and over make up just 12% of COVID cases in Greece, but also half of all hospitalizations and 83% of deaths. The unvaccinated are being punished in other ways too. They're banned from indoor restaurants, bars, theatres and gyms, and have to present a 48-hour rapid test to enter banks, government buildings and non-essential shops. The idea is to preserve an open economy for the 62% of the population that is fully vaccinated. There's been a fourfold surge in vaccination bookings. The hope is that Greece will quickly close the vaccination gap with the rest of Europe. John Psaropoulos, Al Jazeera, Thessaloniki.
Up next in sport, SKNFA profiles Newtown United and Morocco targets win over Jordan. Stay tuned.
Imagine having the luxury of putting all your trust in one insurance company and being able to enjoy a life to the fullest without having to worry. Well, don't imagine. National Caribbean Insurance is here to take care of all your insurance needs. Insure your life, vehicle, boat, home, belongings, and your future. At NCI, we make it our business to ensure that you enjoy every stage in life. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
First up in sport, the SKNFA continues to profile teams in the Premier League, and today the media consultant to the SKNFA profiles Newtown United FC.
The storied football club from East Bastyr, Esgrave Newtown United FC, is one of the Federation's oldest and most successful football clubs. Newtown have won and dominated domestic football in St. Kitts and Nevis for several years, but in recent times they have become a victim of their own success. Last season they missed the inaugural Super 6 by failing to get a win in their last match of the regular season, and despite changes in coaches and reshuffling of their lineup, they find themselves ranked 9th in the Premier League table.
Newtown team has struggled in recent past. They have been one of the Premier Division teams that you look forward to every year. Their brand of football, they have their crowd always massing them and them pretty well. They have had very good coaches, but ever so often we have seen changes in management and changes in coaches, players being transferred. They have a pretty young team this year that they're trying to groom for the future. Young, exciting players, very skillful. Johannes Mitchum is one of those players. You have Lawrence, who came back from St. Paul's. But I think it's going to take a lot to hold these players together, and somebody's going to have to really manage them because they're young. They want a lot out of this game. They're expected to do a lot, because Newtown is a football community. Coming out to the primary school, they're going up to high school. You have always heard about Newtown. Without Newtown in the playoffs, you don't feel like you're having a playoffs.
In the middle of this season, however, the team changed coaches and returned to former player Earl Jones, and it seems his presence is sparking optimism within the club.
Well, I wouldn't say I do much differently. I just put a little more energy in the guys. I mean, the guys, you could see technically we are a really good team, but I believe some of us, we still got to work the mental part of the game, and I could see it's a mental lapse out there tonight, and that's how we go sometimes. You know, I mean, it's tough. It's tough for me, I must say. I come in right in the midst of it. I mean, but we're down tonight, but we are not out.
Newtown has 14 points after 14 matches and is still some ways off a playoff spot. There have been calls for the club to rebuild, but the team of Newtown's stature may not have enough time or room to rebuild. They want to be in a position to win trophies right away. That is the Newtown way.
In the Arab Cup, Morocco is targeting a win over Jordan. The Atlas Lions kicked off their campaign with a 4-0 victory over Palestine to go to the top of Group C. Here's more.
Morocco's FIFA Arab Cup campaign started off on a good note with a 4-0 win over Palestine earlier this week. The Atlas Lions face off against Jordan on Saturday with key absences in Ayoub Al-Amloud and Karim El-Barkawi due to injury. Morocco won the last Arab Cup in 2012. The Morocco-Jordan match is going to be a qualifying match, and it won't be the last. Even if one of the teams makes a mistake, there is the third match, which is another opportunity to be in the next round. The match is going to be difficult because the level of both sides is really close. The main thing to do is be organized, tactical organization. We have great respect for the Jordanian national team as a strong team. They play with enthusiasm, physically, mentally, and tactically. 16 nations are taking part in the tournament hosted by Qatar. Algeria, Egypt, Mauritania, Morocco, Sudan and Tunisia are the teams from Africa.
When we come back, we'll have another look at the stories that made the headlines. Stay tuned.
Whether you're at home or abroad, ZIZ's social media platforms help you stay connected with what's going on in St. Kitts and Nevis. Keep up with daily events by liking our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter at ZBC Online. Like our pictures on Instagram and subscribe to our videos on YouTube. Also, you can watch us live on the ZIZ mobile app and our website, zizonline.com. No matter where you are, ZIZ is just a click away. ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, reaching you wherever you are.
We now wrap up with a recap of the top stories. Sugar Mass 50 off to a strong start. Federation lifts bans on travelers from Brazil. And St. Kitts Nevis Robotics Association welcomes Taiwan Ambassador His Excellency Michael Lin. And that's it for the ZIZ Major Newscast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jason Davis.